listeners to Business Insights. And today we delve into the realms of influence and negotiation, crucial skill in both professional and personal setting. Joining me today, there are experts Pa Brian, Pa Rainward, Pa Santoso, and Bu Poppy. And we are here today to unpack these concepts and provide you with actionable insights. Pa Brian, let's start with you on the art of influence. How would you define influence in our day-to-day professional interaction?
Thank you, Jolene. It's very interesting question. Actually, influence is about guiding outcomes through subtle forms of persuasion rather than direct power. It's about understanding what drives others and using this awareness to foster agreement and enthusiasm toward your objective. For instance, in a project team, knowing each member's motivators can help in delegating tasks that align with their strengths and interests. And how about you, Pak Renwar?
Adding that, Brian, in Indonesia, influence also deeply intertwines with recognizing and respecting our unique culture's values. Presenting arguments with respect to senior figures and aligning goals with group expectation is crucial. For example, in a business meeting, understanding the importance of hierarchy and proper communication, etiquette, and significantly impact to outcomes.
Wow, it's very fascinating perspective. Parinwar, could you share an example where understanding these cultural nuances play a key role in a negotiation or decision-making process?
Absolutely, Jolene. I recall a negotiation with a potential partners where acknowledging the cultural importance of building personal relationship before jumping into business discussion play a crucial role. We spend time understanding their cultural context and values, which build trust and led to a successful partnership.
What about you, Pa Brian?
I think that's a great example with Jolene from Pak Renwar. It's also important to recognize that influence is not just about persuading the others, but also about self-awareness. Like knowing your strengths and how others perceive, you can help in tailoring your approach to be more effective.
Well, it's very, very true. It's very, very true, Pa Brian. Influence involves a balance of understanding others and oneself. And moving forward, I would like to ask question to Pa Santoso about the technique of negotiation. Pa Santoso, how do you see this balance playing out in professional settings?
Great question, Jolene. So in negotiation, the power of active listening cannot be overstated. It's about more than just hearing, but it's also about understanding the underlying emotion and unspoken message. For example, during a negotiation, if you notice the other party hesitate or seems too uncomfortable, addressing their concern directly can build trust and open the door for more honest communication.
Okay, so let's hear from Bu Poppy. What about you, Bu Poppy? What's your opinion with
Thank
this?
you, Jolene. To add to Pak Santoso's point, logical preparation is equally crucial here, Pak. And entering a negotiation with a clear understanding of your goals as well as those of the other party can dramatically increase the chances of the favorable outcome. And this involves doing your homework and possibility in anticipating their needs and objections. For instance, researching market standard and the other parties' business history and provide leverage and insight for a stronger negotiation stance.
Wow, that's a very, very practical advice, yeah, Bu Poppy. May I ask you, how would you recommend our listeners to prepare for a high-stakes negotiation?
Okay, I recommend starting with a clear outline of your objective and potential concession. Practice different scenarios with colleagues to anticipate various responses and refine your approach. Also, understanding the other parties' motivation and pain point can help in crafting proposals that are more likely to be accepted.
What about you, Pa Santoso? We would like to hear more from you.
Yes. So there is another technique there to establish a rapport before diving into the negotiation. And this can create a more collaborative atmosphere. For example, sharing a meal or having a casual conversation before the meeting it can help to build a connection.
Wow, that's very, very excellent techniques, actually. Brian, can you share more about your experience where this negotiation tactics proved successful?
Okay, that's interesting question. Again, with Jolene. Absolutely. I once had to negotiate a critical contract renewal with a key client. By researching their current challenges and future needs, I was able to propose a solution that addressed their concern and offered additional value. This preparation, combined with active listening during the negotiation, helped in securing the contract renewal under favorable terms.
Wow, that's a
Oh,
powerful example, Brian. It highlights the importance of preparation and understanding the other party's perspective. Another key aspect is flexibility. During a negotiation, unexpected issue might arise, and being able to adapt your strategy on the fly can be crucial, right?
yes, yes, yes. That's very correct. And also, adaptability is indeed vital, yeah. Can you give an example, Parinward, where you have to
Mhm.
pivot your strategy during a negotiation?
Yeah, sure, Jolene. In a recent negotiation, the other party introduced new terms at the last minute. Sometimes,
Hmm.
instead of getting flustered, I took a moment to reassess and propose a compromise that addressed their concerns while still meeting our key objective. This flexibility helped in reaching a mutual beneficial agreement. That's it.
What about you,
Mhm.
Bu Poppy? Adding some
Okay.
more for the
That's a great
example?
example, yeah, from Parenwat, yeah. It also reminds me of the importance of emotional intelligence in negotiation. Being able to read the room and understand the emotional dynamic can give you an edge in finding the right moment to propose solution and concession.
Wow, that's very, very nice. Yeah, it's really, really fun, and it's really, really insightful conversation we have here. And by the way, we already received some questions from our listeners. Let's take a few. So the first question here is, how do you handle a negotiation where the other party is being unreasonably demanding? Who would like to take this question?
I will take this
Anyone?
question. May
Okay,
I
great, Pak
answer
Santoso.
this?
Yeah, sure,
Yes,
sure.
Yes. Actually, that's a common challenge. First, we need to stay calm and professional and try to understand the underlying reason for their demands. So sometimes there might be a legitimate concern that hasn't been communicated clearly. So if these demands are still unreasonable, be prepared to walk away. And knowing your limit and having a strong BATNA can help in such situation.
Wow, that's a very, very powerful perspective. Yeah. Maybe who would like to add some more from?
Let me try, Jolene. Okay, adding to
Okay,
that,
sure.
finding common ground can sometimes diffuses the tension and highlight areas where both parties' interests align and build from there. This can create a more cooperative atmosphere.
Wow, that's a very, very powerful answer. Okay, so unfortunately, we have to wrap up our discussion. And as we wrap up today's enlightening discussion, Pa Santoso, any parting words for our listeners that's striving to improve their negotiation skill from you, perhaps?
Yes, sure, indeed, Jolene. So my advice is simple. Be proactive, practice the relentlessly, and reflect on its experience because its negotiation is a learning opportunity, aiming not just for immediate gains but for long-term relationship. For example, after each negotiation, take time to debrief and assess what went well and what could be improved. That's
Mm.
my suggestion. Yeah.
Who would like to add some more, maybe?
Okay. Genuine engagement and showing real interest in other parties' need can lead to more enduring and mutually beneficial relationship. Building rapport and trust over time can make future negotiations smoother and more successful.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Pa Brian, Pa Rainward, Pa Santoso, and Bu Poppy for sharing your expertise and your experiences. And thank you so much to our listeners for joining us today. And we hope today's discussion empower you to influence and negotiate with finesse. Reach out with your stories and questions and join us for our next time on Business Insights with IPMI MBA. So thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great day.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.